You may create fabulous assets which are in line with the guidelines, which speaks the tone that you want to speak. But unless you have the right kind of infra to kind of take the messages to your target audience, it's of no use.
Hello and welcome to Masters of Com, a podcast for transformative communication techniques straight from the pros. Today we're going to be discussing how branding, content, and technology all need to come together for successful internal communication. I'm Krusha Sejwani, host of Masters of Comms and Director Asia at Sociable. And today I'm accompanied by our guest for the day, Praveen Patil. Welcome.
Thank you, Krusha, for having me on board.
Thanks for coming on board, Praveen. We've been waiting for this podcast. Could you maybe tell our guests a little bit about yourselves?
Hi, everyone. I am Praveen Patil, based out of Mumbai, a brand marketing and corporate communications professional with close to 20 years of experience. Various organizations such as WNS, Capgemini, and now Axis Bank. At Axis, I hold the responsibility of managing corporate communications and leading internal communication. And happy to be on this podcast.
Thank you, Praveen. That's quite an introduction to follow, which is why I'm going to give you the ability to maybe introduce Axis Bank, again, a name that I think most of us already know, but would love to hear the definition, a little overview of it from you.
Well, to speak the scale, Axis is one of the largest private banks in India with 45 million plus customers, 1 lakh plus employees, 5,400 odd plus branches, 15,000 plus ATMs, and an app, which offers more than 250 products and services, which is called Open. But that's numbers, but what Axis truly for us is, this is how we put it down. We have a brand philosophy called We'll Stay Open. And what we mean by it is, open is more than a sign that hangs on a door. It is a sign of what to expect when you walk in through that door. For your dreams, our eyes are open. For your hopes, our minds are open. And for your plans, we promise to open every possible window of opportunity. We welcome you with our hearts. You will always find us. We'll say open. So that's Axis for me. And
that's so beautiful. I actually hadn't heard that before. And as a consumer myself, I can attest to the fact that you live up to that quite a bit, which is great. Which is also why I'm excited that to have your experience and a brand like Axis talk about this subject, I think is so crucial. Because I think for a long time, we have spoken about external communication this way, that it's very nuanced, that it takes more than one thing to come together to make it work. And it's about time we talk about how this also applies in internal communication. So maybe before we dive into each of these aspects, I'd love to maybe get an overview from you on the pillars you think need to come together for successful internal comms.
I think, in my opinion, the three primary pillars are to be successful in internal communications. One is, expertise with the brand, a very good play with content, and, technology. So these are the three, I think, primary pillars which you need to kind of excel in to be successful in this space.
Awesome. So there's three of these. Let's go. I'm excited to sort of deep dive into each one of them. And maybe let's start with branding, because in fact, this is definitely a word been associated with external comms for a really long time. How does this apply to internal communications to make it work?
So there is a very interesting case study, that I would like to kind of talk about. This is not with Axis, this is with one of my previous organizations.
Sure.
There was a recent acquisition, that we had got into, and post the acquisition, we saw a huge, there was a discrepancy in terms of, there was a misalignment rather in terms of the cultures of both the organizations. And the acquired organization, the employees were feeling very disconnected. A very simple tactic that we use from an internal communication perspective, we launched a campaign, an internal brand campaign, which featured employees from the acquired entity. When they and some of them saw themselves, on various, channels which were owned by the organization, the culture sank in, and they started feeling as a part of, the organization. So I think such small nuances, but they make a huge difference. That's just one example. There are so many of them, but yeah, the campaign still remains very close to my heart.
That's a very interesting example you shared, Praveen, because mergers, acquisitions have definitely been one of those scenarios where crucially, like doing internal comms well becomes so important. I'd love to
Yeah.
also,
I
Praveen,
mean,
maybe understand. So, thank you for throwing
mhm.
light on how branding plays a role in internal comms. And you walked us through an interesting case as well. Anything else when, before we go into the next pillars and branding specifically, anything else that companies or comms professionals need to look into when thinking about branding in internal comms?
So I think it's very important to kind of know the brand guidelines. That's first. And secondly, it's very important to know the brand values of the organization. So while we have our vision, values, and so on and so forth goals, but there is also something called brand values, which talks about how the visuals are supposed to be, what kind of tones to be used, what kind of keywords. It's very important to kind of align with the external brand as far as the internal brand is concerned. Once that happens, once the same language is spoken both externally and internally, I think that's when things become seamless.
I love that you explain that. I think what that tells me is it's good that we started with branding as the first pillar in that case, because it almost sounds like that's the first thing, the tone, the strategy you need to sort of set in place before we go into the other pillars that are going to make a core difference as well. Is that a fair analysis?
It does, but I think all three pillars go hand in hand. So while the brand is important, the content is also like we say is king, and so does the technology. I mean, you may create fabulous assets which are in line with the guidelines, which speaks the tone that you want to speak. But unless you have the right kind of infra to kind of take the messages to your target audience, I mean, it's of no use. All three go hand in hand, but yeah, I mean, branding is fundamental.
Interesting. Praveen, as you said, that content is king, and this is quite a cliche that we hear often. So, how true is this cliche when it comes to success in internal comms?
So it remains, yeah, I mean, content will always be very, very, very important as far as communication is concerned. But I think with time, with the whole AI bit kicking in, the content is evolving faster than we imagined. It brings fresh perspective, and there is always innovation which is integrated with the kind of content that we create. Using appropriate AI tools, obviously not to create content, but to enhance what we generate otherwise. I mean, adds a tremendous value. And brings a very fresh perspective. So I think in my opinion, content remains to be king and will remain to be king as far as communication is concerned, whether internal or external.
So true. I don't think anyone would fight that right now, Praveen, because if there's one thing we all are surrounded by, regardless of where we are, what we're doing, is probably content. Do you have any example, Praveen, that you can talk about when it comes to content playing a pivotal role in in successful internal comms in your experience?
There is a very interesting platform that we have, at our organization called the Wide Angle. It's a platform where we bring in external speakers, just like TEDx, but there is a twist. The perspective that they share, on a specific topic, that's put into our own perspective by a leader from our organization. Say if somebody speaks about regionalization of languages, somebody from our end would actually talk about how would it help, when we interact with our customers. It's a very interesting concept. It's a very, very innovative content, but kind of plays a very vital role, with the way we're trying to kind of drive culture. And there are many, many, many more examples, that I could talk about. But yeah.
That's really interesting. And in fact, when you were speaking of content, you did already hint towards technology. So I think it's a good time to kind of dive in there as well. To see, you said branding is the first pillar, content is the second pillar, and technology is the third pillar to get internal comms together successfully. So where does technology stand in all of this?
It's just a matter of time that organizations understand the importance, of using state of the art technology to drive communication. The kind of ROI that it brings to the table, it may be very difficult to measure that in the short term, but in the long run, I think we all understand. With 20 years of my experience in communication and marketing, I've seen technologies evolve. I mean, the kind of internet that we used to have, and now brands like Sociable, I mean, the kind of platform that they bring to the table, I mean, it just makes our job easy, right? Very important to understand what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Once you understand that, and once you have as a communication professional, once you have in-depth knowledge of the technology or the platform that you're using, you will be able to optimize, technology for running effective internal communications. And again, like I said, thanks to brands like Sociable who kind of, handhold, communication professional like us and, help our job easy.
That's always good to hear, Praveen. And I love how in all the three pillars you've put that across so simply. That this is, why these three pillars need to come together. This is what you need to do in branding, content, and technology. But as we always say, that mostly whenever there's a challenge of any kind, the solution is simple, but not always easy. So, in what has your challenge been in bringing these three components together to have successful internal communication?
Pertaining to all three pillars, brand, content, and technology, I think hiring specialized resources is very key. At the same time, investing in right kind of technology has been a challenge as well. In my earlier answer, that justifying the ROI that it brings to the table, maybe difficult to kind of measure in the short run, but in the long term, we all know it how technology helps. Hiring resources who understand technology, who understand brand and content. Typically you find expertise in either one or two of these, very difficult to hire, and that way it kind of becomes difficult to kind of because we all know hiring how difficult it is. So hiring the right resources, and I think investment in technology, I think these two
So true, and I'm sure
particularly.
many people listening to this are going to relate with that. So, in order to help those people, while I know it's an evolving journey, so far, what are some things that have maybe helped you overcome these challenges or find alignment between these three pillars?
I think the right kind of training programs to start with. Secondly, we have so many forums which help us kind of exchange thoughts, with peers and with people from various organizations. I think attending more of those, to understand what's actually happening in the market, in addition to hiring the right kind of resources. I think that's one. Secondly, grooming employees, right from the beginning. So we have campus programs. So when freshers join us, without any expertise in communication, I think grooming them from day one, helping them understand fundamentals, and if they have passion for brand content and tech, I think the future is theirs. So I think these three.
I'm sure that's really helpful. And I would like to keep asking you multiple questions. But as we know, in both internal and external comms, one of the things we are facing is lower attention spans. So, in order to, for our listeners, bring this all together before we let you go, I'd really request you if you can have maybe three key recommendations that you could give to listeners who are looking to make their internal communications better on these three pillars that you said, right? Like what are maybe three recommendations they could use to make this start happening?
Very simply, know your brand. Be an active part of the content that you create, moderate, govern, and the technology that you're using. Know it in that. Unless and until you excel in all three, ROI seems far off. So, right.
Love that. I have a last question for you, Praveen, which is not topic related, that I love asking all our guests on the podcast. Would you maybe share with us the title of a book or a film that had a significant impact on you recently and why?
I think a little late on this one, but recently I started reading Ikigai. Post a lot of recommendations, of course, and the purpose seems around the corner.
I love that. I have read it. And you know what's interesting when you said that to me? When they explain Ikigai in the book, they have these pillars that, need to come together for purpose. And it's
Right.
almost the topic we spoke of, the way you explained it. I have a similar visual in my head of like branding, content, technology coming together for successful internal comms. Maybe it's my mind, but it's a great visual to end with. So thank you so much, Praveen.
Thank you so much, Krisha, for inviting me.
This was Masters of Comms, the podcast for transformative communication techniques straight from the pros. Find us here for the next episode. See you soon.